Hello there. Welcome. Today I thought I would steal Angelina's video idea and try to fix ugly K-pop music video thumbnails. I watched her video a few weeks ago and got really inspired, so all credits to her. Anyways, let's get into it. The first thumbnail I'm going to change is that of I Can't Stop Me. When YouTube recommended this to me, I refused to believe it came from Twice. Since their thumbnails, well, some of them, tend to look very pleasing. Then after Fancy got released, everything went downhill, even their thumbnails apparently. The first one I made includes a beautiful picture of Mina from the music video. If anyone gets this recommended to them, they will immediately click on it, mesmerized by her beauty. Guaranteed. It's just the power she holds. The next one is a picture of Suyu, looking gorgeous as always. I wouldn't prefer this one just because I feel like it more so looks like a thumbnail for a teaser, rather than a music video. But I still think it looks better than the original. This one I like a little more since it has very minimalistic details and it's the most aesthetically pleasing out of all. The red hair color and blue dress go extremely well together, and the dark sky in the background gives the picture a very enchanting and mysterious feel, which I feel like is what they were going for. Overall, this would make an amazing thumbnail. In this last one I decided to include all the members, since it is usually the case with K-pop thumbnails. I chose the picture where they all seem to be inside a blooming red flower, because it was the scene that stood out the most to me. I lowered the brightness so the glowing inside the flower stands out more. Removed the black borders. And this is what I ended up with. The next thumbnail I decided to fix is the worst one I have seen in all of K-pop. I'm not even exaggerating. aespa's thumbnail takes the title for the most confusing, messy, and ugly thumbnail in the history of K-pop. Who decided this picture would be the best choice for a debut? And what was going on in their mind? I feel bad for the girls that had to sit in that ugly set for hours and shoot. This is the first one that I made. It's fun, it's colorful, and a little confusing. Basically their whole music video. So I guess it's pretty fitting. In all seriousness, I would definitely click on this if I wasn't already aware of aespa. This picture shows Karina communicating with her avatar, and it is the best choice for Black Mamba's music video thumbnail. Since everyone was already so prepared to know about aespa's concept, I think we would all be even more excited to click on this video after seeing one of their avatars. Also, it makes sense and fits in their storyline. So why not? This picture of Giselle I chose merely because it looked pretty. It's got a dark and mysterious feeling to it, which is again, very fitting for Black Mamba's music video. Plus, it's got a face very up close, and more people will be drawn to click. This is the group photo, which also happens to be my favorite. The color combinations are absolutely beautiful. Their faces are very clear, except for Karina's. She was in the middle of singing, so I tried to make her smile, but instead she ended up looking like The next thumbnail is Blackpink's ice cream thumbnail. This one is not even that bad. But those white borders are what bothers me. And the fact that their faces are completely hidden. I know this was done intentionally for aesthetic purposes, however, if I was the editor, this is what my choices would be. In this first one I chose a really cute picture of rosé. I feel like it describes the sweet concept for ice cream perfectly. Also, it shows a face, and just like Angelina said, you are more likely to click on something familiar. These three pictures also make for a great thumbnail. Even though you can't see their faces clearly, everything seems to be in harmony. These pictures to me feel like the most natural, like they are not posing for a photo, but in the middle of having fun. This picture of Jennie I prefer because it straight up looks like it came from the year 2015. I don't know why. It's just a nostalgic feeling I get whenever I stare at this thumbnail. This thumbnail doesn't bother me as much as the others. I actually really like the aesthetic look they were going for in this music video. However, the photo they chose is a little too dark. And you can barely see Yuki's face. It also looks very pixelated. So, here's the first one I made. It's a group photo. And I think it looks decent. The next two are pictures of Shuhwa. These look very majestic, and very fitting for a song like Lion. This one is my personal favorite. Because Soojin literally looks like a queen. She's got the crown in her head and the lion scratch marks in her back. These details describe their concept for this comeback perfectly. So I think this one would make for a better thumbnail than what the original had. This one is something that keeps me up at night to this day. YSM. Just why? You are able to afford literally any editor in the world, and yet you refuse to do so. therefore giving us boring thumbnails like these, that do the song no justice. I mean, it's an EXO song, for God's sake. At least try to put a little more effort into pictures. The first thumbnail has a few downsides. They're mid-movement and not all the members are showing, so I wouldn't take that risk. The next one is the same thing, except it looks way better than the original. For this one I decided to use a face, so obviously it's gonna be our beautiful Kim Jong-un. Who wouldn't click on this? Even if I wasn't familiar with K-pop, I would definitely click on this just because it has a hot guy in the thumbnail. This last one is a pretty cool shot from the music video. However pretty this may look, I feel like when compared to the others, it still looks a little boring. And it doesn't seem like an EXO music video thumbnail. I would rather use this for a teaser instead. That was all for today. Hope you enjoyed. Goodbye and have a wonderful day.